boy got the full body do-rag out.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing sissy slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might miss the fight. Fuck a night, I keep the wallet in my shorty bag. You know she wanna mine when she tattoo that ass. I'm a lover boy, she love the toys. Keep it coming, you a rider. Just that roll myself a day and count my figure shit. Just that stepping out, I feel like I'm that nigga shit. I drop 30 on this room, we ain't gon' sleep for shit. If I catch you knocking off, then it's gon' be some shit. Well, you can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spit what you wanna, be who you wanna be. But I'm stunner till I die. You can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spit what you wanna, be who you wanna be. But I'm stunner till I die. Fuck it, I just run it up before I go. Would you tell the world my secrets if I let you close? Feel my baby, sending action. These days no Kumaye, niggas be blasting. Living in the middle, this shit might drive you mad. Ain't it pretty mixed up, but this life shit ain't all bad. Bloody, bloody murder, there ain't no second chances. Just do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spit what you wanna, be who you wanna be. And I'm stunner till I die. You can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spit what you wanna, be who you wanna be. And I'm stunner till I die.
Y'all, I have not played that intro in I don't know how long. It's been a while. Hello. It is B Taylor TV. And your girl then came back, okay, to the internet. And it took Anton Daniel to bring B Taylor back. Y'all, when I tell you I've been living life, taking a break, but you know what? This topic was just too juicy for me to stay away. So I want to react to it because I've had my encounters with Anton and to see, you know, I tried to warn him that, you know, we try to warn each other. Let's just say that. I tried to warn him, like, you got to be very careful how you move. So I've been seeing this all over my timeline. I really don't even be in the mix like that. But it was just, when I actually watched this interview, I wanted to react. The other stuff with the Corey Holcomb getting into it with him, it plays up for views, right? Hello, Minor Chaos. So if y'all don't know already, Anton Daniels, he's a content creator, and I think he's now in the political space. He was in the manosphere space. But yes, there has been allegations that came out between him and another content creator. I think her name is Micca. And apparently people are saying that is his side chick. And she is now on a tour to defend her name, defend her marriage, defend her reputation, because I heard that she's in the conservative space. And when you're in that conservative space, it is very important for you to protect your reputation as a married woman and as a content creator and as a conservative. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. And I'm also going to play y'all a clip. I'm going to play y'all a clip with some of my interactions with Anton Daniels. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get right into it because I don't want to hold y'all up. So let's go ahead. Let's see. How did I have this? Okay, I had it like this. Let's go ahead and start reacting.
All right, so let's get into Anton Daniels. Here's my thinking. With your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will, is political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Also, let me say this. For my observation, I did check out some of her content. I think when you're a woman and you're trying to get into the political space, you cannot get away with just regurgitating what people have said. You actually need to have knowledge and come with brains and not just beauty. Okay, as somebody who's studied political science, because I wanted to become a political commentator on CNN when I was like in college. Like I am a journalist. So for me, politics is a big thing. I cannot get into politics because of my job and because, I just have to remain unbiased. But when you're a woman, you got to know what you're talking about. You can't just regurgitate what you hear or assumptions or talking points. You really need to know how the system actually works. And you also need to know the history of how it works. And I can tell just by observation from Micca, she's been trying to get her foot in the door for a while now. And it seems like she did music, acting, podcasting, relationships, and now she has entered into the political arena. And I'm not gonna lie, like you gotta be like a Candace Owens type of witty personality. You gotta have a big personality. You can't just rely on your looks to get you by. Mr. Center of the World, hello. We're just now getting started, but that's just my commentary and what I observed with her. It doesn't seem like she really knows in depth of like politics, and that's just my opinion.
Absolutely. So I was a watcher of Anton's content way before I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative shows he used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire.
Okay, so Anton just entered into the political arena. Probably right. He jumped on board when most of these parties use content creators and influencers to help push their agenda. So the algorithm tends to favor a lot of content creators during that time. So a lot of content creators made a lot of money during, 2025 election year. Was it 2025? Has he been? No, 2024, whichever. Election year. That was a big year for a lot of content creators, including Anton. So I guess he expanded his audience. Hey, Nita, and hey, Desiree. I guess he expanded his audience to more of the political side. So I'm a little confused how she don't know Anton other than politics, because he talks about other things as well.
On the show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
Sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
yeah. And even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how?
It just happens that, well, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happened that he emailed me. I have.
Girl, okay, hold on. As someone who has been reached out to by Anton, he has to see you first. He's not about to just hear about you and then reach out to you because somebody told him. Anton is very strategic in the way he vets out or sought out women, content creators. You either have to be A, entertaining, 2, beautiful, or the same. And so he didn't just you had to make yourself known. So I don't know if she's not fully telling it, but he's had to see you first before he reached out to you. That don't even sound right. Okay.
My email up on my on my Instagram. I have it up on my
Yeah, but that's what
YouTube.
I'm asking. How did he know? How did he establish connection with you to know to email you?
Well, from what he told me, somebody sent him my work. And so he wanted to work with me, so he emailed me.
Okay, so someone sent him your information, and then he decided to reach out.
Mind you, she's not even a big content creator. I have not seen any like videos that really just blew up where he's like, oh my God, maybe I could be wrong, but you say you were a follower of his, and you just so happen the content creator that you've been following and you look up to in a way for politics all suddenly reached out to you out of nowhere because he noticed your content. Okay.
To you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent him my content, and he decided to look me up. He got my email, sent me an email.
And if you can be transparent, what did he say in the email, or what did he say that established your interest to move to the next step?
Well, when I got the email, I already knew who Anton Daniel was because I'm watching Anton Daniel.
Yeah.
So he asked if I would be interested in doing an interview. I said, sure.
Okay. And the interview just about, does he normally invite guests to come on?
All the time.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anton has like one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds somebody intriguing, which is how he found me in the first place, then he'll bring them on. Or if he finds them intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop right there. So I have something I want to show y'all. Let's see. I have something I want to show y'all. Give me one sec. I have something I want to show y'all. She says that Anton invites out women or guests all the time, and he does. I've been one of them.
You're deflecting, B. Taylor.
I'm not reflecting. I think, mind you, this is a back and forth me and Anton had a few years ago. Baby, when I tell you I was in this space going head to head with these men, so this is going to be funny to actually watch back and see that you're just
not reflecting, deflecting. You're deflecting.
Well, you're not listening.
I am.
Okay, sorry, y'all.
I'm listening. I listened to every word that you said.
No,
you
you
talk
weren't.
about how God is so progressive.
I saw your mouth
You
moving.
said
So
that
there's
God
no
is
way
so
you could be doing
progressive,
both at the same
and that's
time.
not an answer to the question. The question was, why did he do it in the first place?
And I answered that, but your mouth was moving, so you couldn't hear.
Why you like this?
And the only reason why I'm using this, I was a menace. Very entertaining, but I was a menace. The reason why I'm using this video because it just pinpoint. There's a lot of back and forth me and Anton has had over the years, and on a previous panel like this, Anton has offered to fly me out before. So he's offered to fly me out probably about 3 different times. And we were supposed to collaborate before this live happened. It was Easter weekend. And I remember him hitting me up, let me fly you out, let's interview. And I was skeptical about it because I would have to hop on a flight to a different city where none of my family and friends. And when he first asked me about it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring me and my man. And he was like, no, ain't no man around. So Anton has made it very clear when he flies out his guests, there is, or a woman, and she is in a relationship, there is no +1. He don't like other men around him that he do not know. He likes surrounding himself with beautiful women. So I was like, no, because white, the way he said it, I didn't like how he said it, because he was like, let me fly you out first class. What did he say? Let me fly you out first class, put you in a nice hotel, give you a ride. You don't got to worry about nothing. Everything is taken care of. Everything's on a tab, room service, put it on the car, like money, right? He said that publicly, and I'm like, the way you're saying it, I don't like the way you're saying it. Is it on a professional level? But the way you're saying it, Anton, it's sounding like let me fly you out. And I was like, no, you're married. And at that time I was in a relationship as well. But also I didn't like how that was being set up. So when I talked to Anton on the phone, he was like, yeah, come on, let's go, let's do it. And I was like, I don't know. I was just very hesitant about it. And I said, yeah, as a content creator, I would like to get interviewed by somebody that has a bigger following or whatever, just for more exposure. But also at the same time, his audience didn't fuck with me. Like, they didn't like me. And so I felt like deep down, after talking to family and friends and consulting with them, they were like, this is not a good idea. I feel like you're going to regret it if you go out there. Now, there's other things I probably should have consulted with my family and friends about. And y'all see how that turned out. But I would say with my family and friends, when I was really telling them everything and not just making rash decisions or sporadic decisions, they were like, no, don't go out there. It's not a good look. So I didn't, and I kind of curved him on that. So then this happened, and I made a joke about flying out or something like that.
Why are you like this? I'm genuinely wondering, why are you like this? Why are you like, you don't have to be like this. You know
Maybe
this,
you
right?
have to interview me one day with your wife.
Wait, y'all heard? I said, maybe you have to interview me one day with your wife. And that's why I went into the whole, like, your wife got to be there for me to come out there and interview with you. And when he said something like, oh, my wife not going to be there, or something like that. He said that before. What did that laugh be telling?
With your wife.
She's not going to be here that week.
Nah, I think she should. Godly man.
She's not going to be here.
Godly man. Godly man. I said, with your wife, and he said she's not gonna be there that weekend. It's giving sin. I'm sorry, it was giving too much for me. And I just no sir. And you're saying this publicly. You're setting the tone. Look at Ali's face. He's laughing and cackling up because he's like, this is funny. So I said, no, sir, with your wife, godly man. Let's
that week. She's not gonna be here that week.
Nah, I think she should. Godly man.
She's not gonna be here that week.
Godly married man. Exactly.
First of all, she's sitting right here. And secondly,
Hey, Rita.
She don't speak to people right now. That's
fine.
not her place.
I can still speak though.
So he set the tone that it was not Rita's place to speak. And she's only, so she don't speak when she's spoken to. He made it very clear she speaks when he allows her to, especially when it comes down to the panel. And I said, hey, Rita, as in, I'm giving you respect as a woman. I'm giving you respect as a woman. And when he said, my wife is right here, and he's making it seem like an offer, and words are powerful and intentions are powerful. So when you don't clarify what type of intentions you have when it comes down to flying out another woman and your wife is next to you, I said, hey, Rita. And he says she can't speak to me. She don't, and then look, he's doing this. He's looking at his wife going, shh, she don't speak unless I allow her to speak. Look at Lady D, what's it? I can't say. I haven't said these names in years, so I forgot y'all names, some of y'all names. I'm so sorry. No offense. But yeah, he was trying to be funny, but at the same time, I could be funny too. And you're not about to try to play that.
That's not
that bad.
She don't speak to people right now. That's
fine.
not her place.
I can still speak though.
I bet B. Taylor will make a great toxic girlfriend.
And did. And does. And do. Not even more. But did. I definitely did. My exes love me.
Right. He is hilarious.
Are you coming in or what? It's a yes or no. You coming through or what?
I asked you originally how many you had, and you.
Oh my God! I forgot about this part. I swear to y'all, I saw this video about him asking to fly me out. I forgot about this when I asked Anton about him saying he has hosts.
Have yet to answer.
Why is that important?
We're deflecting and asking.
Why is that important for you?
And I'm not sure if you're trying to insinuate and call him that, or you were on a professional level saying.
B. Taylor never answers the question, bro.
Brittany Renner, and you flew out.
That's what makes her toxic.
And men. So
I did. I flew out Brittany. I flew out a lot of people.
Yeah. So I don't know which way you're trying to go with that one.
Trying to go with what one?
And that's why I said, if you're gonna like play up this whole, let me fly you out, B. Taylor, in the tone that you're saying it in, I'm gonna say, well, let's make sure to clarify what you're asking for, because you just said earlier that you got hoes, and I said, okay, how are we talking about God in the Bible and you married in this, but you also have hoes? So I'm confused, and I said. And that's when he offered to fly me out. And I said, are you insinuating that I am a 304? Because I'm just trying to clarify, what are you doing? Are you wanting to interview me because what are your intentions? This is how the conversation, of course, this is a panel. So, we're going to play it up how we're going to play it up. But this is where Micca whole mindset should have been right here. It should have. Somebody that sound says you're his type too. He knew what he was doing, trying to do. I don't know what Anton's type is. I really don't. I think Anton knows how to put on a good show.
But if you want to be professional, sure, I'll work with you professionally.
Wait. Where I'm trying to go with what one?
Because when you implied that and said the whole flight thing, you also said I got a lot of, and then that's when you asked me about a flight. So I'm not sure where you were going with that.
Wait. So what does that have to do with you? Are you
okay? So he never denied that he don't got 304s. He said he didn't say I don't have 304s. I never said that. I'm just joking. I'm just playing. he said, what they got to do with you? Why you worry about that? If I got 3 or 4s or not, I'm asking you, can you fly out?
You looking to become one?
No, that's why I'm trying to make sure you're not
why are you even?
I'm trying to make sure you're not.
Why are you even concerned about the conversation?
Making sure you're not insinuating that.
Insinuate what?
And when Micca was on panels with Anton, and I've seen some of the clips of, they would flirt. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been nipping that shit in the butt publicly, straight up. Because when you allow stuff to keep going on and going on, there's a narrative that's being spent there, and it's gonna work against you. And how is his wife sitting there through all of this? Because the internet would have interrupted that know her place comment in front of his wife. Yeah, I think she knows Anton.
Just got through saying about, and then when I asked you about,
we're stuck on this conversation.
Could you fly me out? And I said, what are you trying to insinuate? Now, if you want to talk about business, we could talk about business.
Listen, baby, I'm just very, very direct. And so if you want to jump on a flight, you let me know. I'm not going to sit here and have if you want to have a conversation about, we can have that offline. We can have a one-on-one conversation about if that's what you're really concerned about. However, I'm sorry, B, you should not interrupt somebody when they're trying to
You're hilarious.
make an offer. So if you want to take the flight, the offer is on the table, and it is up to you. I treat my guests with the
hold on. And I didn't even hear him call me baby. I didn't even hear that part. But why if he sit right? Look. I'm just saying. I said, what is your intentions? And don't be applying. But look at his face. Like, come on now. I know the game. Even when I was on the phone with him, he reminded me of a guy I used to talk to back in college that, like, there's a persona and that certain people put on. And I can tell, like, is that really you? Or is that the persona that's talking kind of like, and I could tell that was like a persona when I was talking to him. So I was like, nah, because I don't know what I'm about to get myself into. And I'm not going to be around family and friends in a whole other city. What if I get stuck out there? Like, it was just too many risks. Hey, sis.
Utmost respect with the greatest luxury and everything. So if that's an experience that you want, you let me know. Conversation, we can have that offline.
This is an example of how traumatized you possibly are.
Oh no, I don't need you to. First of all, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you. I have a therapist for that, so I don't need you to analyze me about how traumatized I am. I think you.
All right, so let's go ahead.
If you live life long enough, life will traumatize you. But anyway, let's get back to this side chick conversation. Let's get back to that.
And then you establish this sort of cordial friendship, if you will. It's a friendship at that point because you weren't working.
No. So once I did after I did the interview did really, really well.
Okay.
Especially
and what was the interview about?
Everything. Anton asked me stuff from relationships, like my thoughts on relationships. Anton does relationship panels and all of these things. So from relationships to politics to whatever he can come up with.
So it wasn't really a targeted subject, if you will. Nope. It was just, I want to have you on and I want to interview you about whatever comes to mind, or whatever he is interested in talking about.
Correct.
Some people would say that's a cake bake. Do you feel it was?
What's a cake bake?
A cake bake is when I have a sort of a hidden agenda, if you will, for reaching out to a specific person, sort of making you believe that it's one thing and it could be something else. I mean,
what didn't y'all just witness that in real time? Didn't y'all just witness that in real time with me on the panel with Anton? It was cake baking, and I was trying to call it out. I did call it out. I called it out. I said, "What's your intentions with that?" And yeah, those men. Now that I look back on it, like, yeah, I was going through postpartum and a lot of other stuff, but all these people on the panel have been traumatized, trust me. And the main person that calls out the trauma or whatever is severely traumatized. So it's funny because now I look back on it and be like, these people were definitely deflecting or projecting their own traumas onto other people. Who's the most traumatized? Who seems like the most traumatized?
May have insidious characteristics. And then once I'm able to lure you in, if you will, I sort of cake bake that situation, meaning that now I have your attention and I have you a part of my space, if you will.
Well, I've never heard of that, but I mean,
that's why
there could be people that can, but I can tell you right now, Anton was always like straight on for it, professional. Like there was really
I'm not questioning his character.
I'm just saying like there's nothing really that would fit into what you were, what you're describing. Yeah.
So to you, based on my definition of cake bake, inviting you to come onto the show to have a conversation about no particular topic, or at least a topic that he would serve as a prowess, did not feel like a cake bake.
No, because, and let's be clear, especially in the independent podcasting space, some podcasters are, particular, you and I would be amongst the top, because a lot of them don't really have an actual angle. They get around, they talk, they do this, that, and the third. So it's not uncommon that somebody might say, "Oh, I like what you said there. Hey, you want to come on?" And it might not be anything in my field or lane, but that doesn't stop them from reaching out.
And where's the show taped?
So he tapes in Detroit.
So he's in Detroit. So you had to fly out to Detroit?
Correct.
Did he or the show pay for you to come out?
Correct.
And did they pay for your room and board as well?
Correct.
So you stayed in a hotel. Actually, let me pose that as a question. Did you stay in a hotel?
Correct.
You did.
I can bet you Anton flew her first class, paid for her hotel, room service on him. What else did he offer? Don't have to pay for nothing. Have your own driver. Yeah.
In a hotel. And you stayed alone in a hotel?
Correct.
Okay, just because these are questions that have come in, so I just want to bring some clarity. At what point do you believe the public and other people started paying attention to your friendship?
I think probably when I started to actually be a regular.
Okay, so give us that timeline from when he flew you out, you participated as a guest, you're done with the show, you fly back home. At what point from that last time up until you became a regular were you in communication with him?
So,
like months?
So after I did the first interview, probably maybe a couple of weeks after the interview aired and Anton could actually see how it was doing, I got a really good response from his audience.
Girl, you got a good response because of how you look. You a baddie. Come on now. You look good. You have a lot of, the aesthetics of what these men want and look for. Let's keep it G. They didn't come there to hear you talk. These men did not care about hearing us talk. They wanted to either clown us, or they wanted a beautiful woman to side with them, or they wanted a woman to bring them entertainment. Like, I was the villain on the panels. I was the villain to men, and I represented the women because I kept coming at the men. I was a good villain. I was a nice looking villain. She, on the other hand, was on the other side that catered to the men. So let's be real. They wasn't like, man, she's so intelligent. It was probably all about looks.
And so his audience decided, to people that don't know Anton, Anton is a big advocate of what his viewers and his watchers think, his chat, all of that. He calls them his co-host. A chat is like Anton is a
advocate of. You were saying
of listening to what they like.
I see. Okay.
So if they like this or that, he will pay attention to it, and he'll try to implement that in the show. So Anton watched how everybody pretty much loved the interview. They either like this part about it. Oh, I think we think she's smart. We like this. She's pretty. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And so,
people actually said you were pretty because you are. You're beautiful. But we used to work together, woman, so I know this stuff. But I just want to make sure that I'm really captivating the responses that the public wants. So people were saying, based on what he shared with you, that people said you were beautiful, you were smart.
No, it's not based on what he was sharing with me. It's based on what's still on the page.
I see.
Yeah. So you can see that in the comment section, and of course, when it aired, you can see it in the chat.
Sure.
So
I'm gonna be real. She liked the attention. We all did. I'm gonna keep it real fucking G. Oh, my bad. I'm trying not to curse. I'm gonna keep it real, G. We like the attention. Like, girl, you like the good feedback. Now, my attention wasn't good feedback. Mine was people talking mess about me every chance they got. But she liked the attention, and he liked the money.
See all of these different things, and you're like, okay, well, if this is something that people are interested in, then I should explore more on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on his live streams, and as the bag chasers, as they're called, what they thought. And
somebody asked, did he pay y'all? No, I didn't get paid by. Well, okay, I'm lying. I got paid on some panels, and then some I just did it for fun because they begged me enough to be like, please, B. Taylor, please come on, B. Taylor, please, like, please. And sometimes I did it out of favors. Like, sometimes I did it because I was doing a favor with another content creator and she wanted me to come on. Or me and Batman and Robin, Queen Sheba and me would come on. We'd be like, you know what, let's shake this shit up. Let's shake some shit up. We wanted to come on there, and yeah, so no, Anton pays certain people, but for me to get paid by Anton or even get to that point, I would have to sign a contract. And I did not want to get contracted by nobody. I didn't want to be in a contract with nobody. So because last time I got paid, good night, Mahogany, or is Nita? Okay, good night, Nita. The last time I got paid for a panel, I felt like obligated to sit around and stay for the BS, and I wanted to leave. So because I'm gonna honor the contract. Whatever contract I sign, I'm gonna honor it. But because I want the freedom to leave when I want to leave. If I want to rage quit and leave, if I don't want to show up and I don't want to deal with the shit, then I'm not going to sign the contract over a paycheck. I get paid well enough for what I do. Content creation is fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Some people really take this serious and get paid and do this on a daily basis. If I'm going to get paid, it's going to be by my channel and me putting in the work on my own platform, not somebody else's. And that's something I had to discover too. Sometimes you put in too much work on other people's platforms and not giving enough attention to your own.
A lot of them bring Micca. And
so you were heavily requested, your
yes.
appearance.
Yes. And you can, and I tell people this all the time, with Anton, 99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, which are you hired by him currently on a show?
It's
now I gotta highlight my super chats. Oh. Jazz Wiz Man 474. Do you think Anton has ever cheated on his wife? I personally don't think it would be cheating if he did step out on his wife. I think that they been together long enough to where if Anton did have extra marital affairs, it would, I'm not saying they have an open marriage. It wouldn't be too far-fetched if she was okay with him doing what he's doing. I think Anton likes his ego boost. Men like him, you gotta stroke a lot of ego. And I think he likes being around feminine women. And I think also he plays into a character. And I think his wife and him have a personal understanding. Do I think that Anton slept with her? I do not think that. I think that she liked the attention and she played into it until it backfired against her. That shit, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. Sometimes you play into things for content.
It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours. Mm-hmm.
So it's called Room 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts rather are on there?
Savage.
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then grew.
Okay. And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe four females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No, most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic,
sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually.
I will say Anton does work hard. I will say that man works really hard for his content. The reason why he is big the way he is because ain't nobody outworking him. I will give him that. Ain't nobody outworking him. That man don't sleep. So yeah, that work ethic is something that if you're an upcoming content creator and you feel like you guys kind of talk about the same things or in the same lane, you're going to want to shadow him because you feel like you would share the same audience as him, especially if his audience loved him and he has such a big following, then yeah, like you're going to want to shadow under him. It would be a smart move, I guess.
How I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret or somebody's gonna steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand. And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and the third, because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're gonna tell other people, I'm not gonna be able to make money.
Sure. So right now, your role as a co-host is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like we did content one time for a couple times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview. So I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always say that because some people pay attention to.
But does he have you on one?
No, I'm not on NDA.
So you're not on NDA?
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to a lot of people, if not
staff.
I bet you now he gonna put every chick that he brings around him on an NDA. But anybody could tell me, where is Q? Where is she at? Is she still doing the shows with him? Because I'm glad Q is cool. So I'm glad that she didn't get caught up in all of this mess, because this is a lot. But also Q is not married. I heard she is. But babe, you weren't under the NDA. That's okay. That's why you're talking.
You mean staff?
Anybody that he works with. So they don't have to be staff if he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on the NDA?
No.
So what's the exception? Why are you an exception?
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask,
Yes, you were
on an NDA. So I don't know.
But you know that other people are.
But I have seen him, put people on NDA. But
he intentionally let her see him put other people on NDAs. That's a play. That's a play. Let me see how much I could trust you. You know I could trust you, right? Because I ain't got you on an NDA, but her, I'm gonna put her on an NDA. I'm gonna put him, she, her, him, her, him, her, she, him, her. I'm gonna put them on an NDA. But you, baby girl, I trust you. You ain't gotta be in no NDA. You ain't gotta be in no NDA. I could bring you around.
As far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your salary?
Oh no, they do.
Well,
Depending on
know
who
you're not supposed to.
They wouldn't ask me.
You know, with HR, you're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not, because I really don't care.
Now, are you paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month.
Per month?
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow. How much does he pay you?
It depends.
The range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in, plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much.
I'm not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my
Oh,
that's
you
my
want to
business.
protect him?
That's
so
my
business.
Much? That's my business mindset, because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range, because the range doesn't pinpoint the range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2
to 35.
2,000
to 35
to 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay, for your role.
I'm only on that show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week. And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Okay. 30. What y'all think? Y'all think 3,500 for only 2 days out of the week for a few hours? What y'all think? I know let me tell you something. I know what some stuff was happening behind the scenes with other podcast shows, other panels. The women definitely were getting paid more than the men. So I bet you, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call it out, but what's his name? Quentin, I doubt he's making as much as she was. I don't think he was touching that, or any of the males that's on that show. I doubt Anton was paying them as much as he was paying her. Because they bring those shows. I just went on my phone to look at the views. I don't know. I don't watch what did they say, after our show, Room 9? I don't watch it. So I don't know how the super chats go. I don't know how that Q still works for Anton. Okay, cool. Well, it's not her that's being alleged to be his, but like I said, she's gonna be replaced. There's so many other cute women that's gonna hop onto that opportunity. Or the ultimate content strategy. Anton isn't really losing from this press. Anton is not losing from this at all. Actually, she's the one that gotta go out and protect her image. She gotta go out and try to take that label off of her, but people are gonna believe what they want to believe. And honestly, he's the person that has the more of a voice. So people have kind of moved on from this. We're talking about it, but people are moving on from this. So it is what it is at this point.
So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married?
Correct.
Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, that lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person? Absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM?
Not, absolutely not. She didn't say words mean everything. I wish she would have emphasized on that. Absolutely. Absolutely not. What does that mean? Because Anton don't want your man around. He has made that very clear in his past videos. He don't want no man around. Sorry.
What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So
no, so I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met.
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth. Yeah.
So, but you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No.
Is that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
She playing on words. Because she know it's bad. She know it's bad. She know it's a bad look. Talking about something. Well, he's never met him in person. He never met him at all, boo.
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, like if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But if
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and not, if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why I like it's not a thing. But I talk to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners. Absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not we were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something to eat afterwards, but we were doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you want to go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah. Because
I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what he said though.
I can, and Anton brings his wife everywhere. I don't know not one person who Six the Goddess met his wife. Anybody that he brings in a studio, anybody that he brings around know his wife. Q know his wife. He makes sure his wife know who's around him and what woman is around him. You failed your husband by not making sure that your new business partner has been properly introduced to him. That is, as a married woman, I'm not married. I'm not married. That mindset, the wife mindset is very different. The husband mindset is very different. She's moving like a single woman. You told him about it like that's your boyfriend or something like that. Okay. Do her husband want to rumble with Anton? I don't think so. I think her husband is tired of opening up his phone and her face is plastered next to another man being called a side chick. That's what his ego is probably hurt.
Right.
But the one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen?
No.
We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family, either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man. Or,
go ahead.
Or Anton, as a man, says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying.
And did your husband know that he was calling you baby girl on the internet as well? Like, was he okay with that? I'm kind of confused. Did he watch any of the shows that y'all had together? Because a few clips that I saw trying to do research, it just didn't seem like her husband was really involved in what was going on.
My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of,
at some point I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements. I should be comfortable with. As a husband. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there's a person that has a business, it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets.
Is she comparing Disney to this? Huh? Are you comparing a corporate business what is that word? Conglomerate to this? Is not the same. This is like ultra deflecting. You cannot compare Disney, a major multi-billion-dollar legendary company, business, corporation, to a man who is a solo podcaster. It's not the same, baby. It's not the same.
One of the things that my husband has not gone to. And nobody would bat an eye if I'm talking to the director or if I'm going to meet, for a shoot for this or that. Your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because it's this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah.
No,
but I think what people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social media.
Now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not. Because one, he can watch it. Like he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
Has he ever been incredulous? Skeptical? Has he been with your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting your male business partner?
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there. But again, and you know what my husband does for a living. Sure. So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If
he said no, it's feasible, I know exactly what your husband do, and that's why I'm questioning you. Anton
has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that was
feasible.
That's not Anton's job. That's not Anton's job. Anton's job was to make sure you met his wife. The other way around, that was on you, baby girl.
No, I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not.
Oh, I know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something, so I get that.
Correct. Yep. And so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible. But if it was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go, sure, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give a, I need to hide this, or it's just, I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people. That is on her husband. It's on her husband. It's on her, but it's definitely on her husband. But it's also on her to make sure that if you respect your husband, you're going to make sure that this man that you're going to be taking trips with and working closely with needs to meet your husband. I would assume so.
Yes. To get to you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With that, it's still a business, yep, but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, I think people get a sense of that, well, because you can do that, then now it's something more happening if you go meet with this person.
Yeah.
Versus looking at it still the same. Yeah, this is not a big corporation, but this is still business, and this is still a person that is going to be employing me, contracting me, whatever. that still has to happen. If I was flying to Disney has to pay for my room and board. Yeah. Disney has to do this, that, and the third. And so again, I think because it's a singular person.
Disney has HR. Disney has HR. Disney has HR. Disney has HR. Disney have executives. There is a hierarchy. There are different layers. There's your manager. There's your manager's manager. And there's your general manager. There's HR department to make sure no shady-ish is going on. Okay. They care about reputation. Disney is a corporation and is very different than working with somebody who owns their own business, which really, honestly, he is the business. He is the brand. It's called Anton Daniels. Everything about him is branded him. So it's not the same thing as Disney.
That is easy accessible per se.
That's right. Yep.
Now it's a different notion. Well, this must be for this instead of looking at it as business.
So let's call a thing, if you will. And I want to really drive it home. Mm-hmm. Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what?
No. Girl, Anton is a flirt. Like, he's a big flirt. That's what Anton does. He plays it up for the internet. Like, he is a really good personality, and he works hard, and he has a personality for podcasting. He knows what brings views. He knows what to say. He knows what get the crowd routed. If he feel like his panel is getting boring, he about to stir that ish up. Or he knows who to bring on to stir that ish up. And I was probably one of them. He knew I wasn't gonna be sitting there quiet. I don't know. No, he knew I was vocal. I was gonna talk. I was gonna say what I had to say. Boom, bam, bam. He knows people who are gonna bring it. So, baby girl.
Just naturally, like we're sitting.
You know what flirting is. You know what flirting is. Anton is a big flirt. He flirts all the time. He flirts with you. He could flirt with many of the girls on his panel. It's for the show. So be real. Yes, he flirts. But you could have said he flirts, but it's for the show. It's for entertainment.
Here or because I'm gonna explain.
Well, I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No, there's no wordsmithing.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking,
because then I want to talk about some pictures too.
No, yeah, okay. I got you. The reason why I'm asking is because there's two different things, right? So Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton will do if we're just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying personally, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked, which one are you talking about?
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying,
not people, what you considered as a flirt.
He's good.
I would say probably if he's like, "Oh, Micca, you're so sweet," or "You're so cute," right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that, with reality shows, all of that is just for entertainment, and the cameras cut off, and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked.
It's all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction, because
I will say from when Six Goddess had interviewed with him, she said that she wasn't even with Anton any of the time. She mostly spent her time with his wife. So his wife was there even when Six was there interviewing with him, and she mostly spent most of her time with his wife. So I personally believe there's truth to that. I think that Anton, like I said, he puts on a show, and his wife knows what it is. She also hit her marriage. Her marriage is lacking. Yeah, it will definitely reflects and shows.
If I just said, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said no. He has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me. other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again, at first, because you don't understand,
who doesn't understand?
Meaning, well, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So again, being on YouTube, when you don't understand certain bounds of YouTube panels and things like that, people on panels say all types of egregious stuff or whatever to get reactions from the crowd.
But you also have to have your own boundaries. It has nothing to do. There's show business, there's putting on entertainment, but there's also boundaries. And you as a married woman did not have certain boundaries, what was said and what couldn't say. I have respect for Anton's wife. I don't know that woman, but I have respect for her, as in I made it very clear. And that's why I was like, what are your intentions when you're saying this? And what is the dynamic between you and your wife? Because you're talking about you got 3 or 4. So at the end of the day, I may have headbutted with people on panels, but if they say something that's out of line, that is crossing my boundaries. And you have to have boundaries. You can't just let people just do you any type of way when you get on these panels. Right.
And so you might personally take stuff a certain way when they were just doing it as a reaction to get people in the crowd.
And so how did you feel?
I didn't feel a certain way. I didn't say anything because I was a little off-putted. But once I understood what he was trying to do, I'm like, okay, well, you can't say this and that.
How did you understand what he was trying to do if y'all never talked about it? Did y'all have a discussion about it? Did y'all have a conversation? Did you express to him that it was off-putting for him to say those things? And why is he saying those things? And maybe can you stray away from saying those things out of respect for my marriage? That's what should have been had. If that's your business partner, then talk about it. If my manager did something that was inappropriate, I'm going to sit down with my manager and talk to my manager. Hey, this made me feel uncomfortable, and that's crossing a boundary with me and what my relationship and what I have going on. And then just on a professional level, I don't think it's professional. So one minute you want to compare this to Disney, but you're not carrying it in a professional way, to be honest.
It's okay if you're like, okay, I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife Rita ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? Even because well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show. And if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but totally he may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that, period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just,
well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because
wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking,
sure,
was he expounding on
flirt
on the certain type of things that he says? And we were talking about him saying it's beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now? Because
I think I asked you, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying dang, you're so
correct.
gorgeous
Yes.
that I want to take you to the whatever, so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that because I said those are my words. That's what I say. And you did say he doesn't say that.
No.
Right. And I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So the
show did an interview, or just you and him?
This was my interview day.
The first day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
So this is my interview day. Because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is.
That's what he told you.
No,
correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited.
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah, you have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high-profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
get at, what was I doing there?
How did, because I said he had a business meeting and invited you, and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Answer your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over.
Wait a second. The interview. Who was there during the interview? She said.
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were on the interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you? Were there other production people?
Well,
we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it, unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
sure,
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right.
Oh my gosh, she should never did this interview. It happens. This interview made me want to, when I saw some clips of it, it made me want to review it because this actually didn't make her look, this actually made her look worse because now we know the details. These are not assumptions anymore because people can assume all day. And I think that's what bothers you. If you're a real content creator, even if you're a real content creator, after a while, the noise gets to you. If you're not really secure in things, or it can get to you. So the assumptions were one thing. Now you laying out things that we can now observe, and people can judge you on your decisions because you're laying out a timeline. And now we're picking apart where you went wrong in this timeline and how you kept crossing a boundary that has led you here, now explaining your situation and relationship with Anton, when at the end of the day, as a man in this space, he's not the one that's looking bad. Because in this timeline, what it sounds like to me so far, yes, it's business, and he used your beauty and looks, and he made sure to do what he needed to do to introduce you to his wife. He took you to that game because I'm looking at the photo, you're eye candy. Men of higher power, people with money understand the value and monetary in beauty. I've been used to go to certain events because one, yes, they have found me attractive. Two, I know how to work a room. I know how to speak to people of all different races. I have a background where even doctors or whatever are impressed with what I do. So I know how to network, and I can also help you network in rooms as well. I'm very good at that. I'm a very people person, and I know how to speak. So for her, you were now laying it out that you were in a studio alone. You flew to another city. I don't know where she's from. Washington. Okay, she's Washington, DC. Okay, so she flew from DC to Detroit by herself, stayed in a room, everything all on another man's dime, which is fine because it's business. But at the end of the day, you're now in a studio with this man by yourself without his wife, and you don't even meet her on the first day you get there, and it's just you and him. And now you get invited out to a game, and not only are you that looks like a date. I'm sorry, that photo looks like a date night. That looks like, look at me and my girl, she's so fine, we're taking a picture, we're on the floor seats. Anton, he knows that makes him look good.
So you flew out for an interview. You went to his studio or place of production.
No, I didn't see the Tasha K video. I know Tasha K, she had, look, I heard, yeah.
Production. Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit.
Tasha K, I'm gonna say something. Tasha K don't like women who has pretty privilege. If she feels like you have a certain type of pretty privilege, like, oh yeah, a lot of guys like me, she gonna dig in your ass. I'm sorry. She gonna dig in your ass. So I know she probably gave her that work. So I'm gonna have to look at that interview later.
But got to the hotel, okay. Got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you, the location. Correct. Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio. That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. So let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from his home, so yeah. I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio. Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says,
it's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me? And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting.
I had this meeting. Okay, so
So he didn't even tell you where the meeting was at? You didn't know where the meeting was at? You just about to go to a random meeting with him? Why? And so you did meet his wife, but she didn't stay long. See how she make herself known?
Looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct, that's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No.
Yeah, you say you noticed that about Tasha K. When I had my interview with Tasha K, she was cool up until the point where we started talking about men and pretty privilege, and the conversation turned.
This picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
in the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor and we sat there maybe 10 minutes, and then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game. For 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended, went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there. Okay. In that moment, did you feel awkward?
No, because I was there for a meeting. So
but you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business. You're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me and so-and-so sees you, you can make networking opportunities. Okay. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices. Correct. It does not. You can be at the golfing. You can be at the NBA games. All types of things. So again, kind of like just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give her grace here. I would have probably went to. Would I have taken a photo like that? No. I don't know what the caption was under the photo. I don't know if I would have taken, I don't know. If it's your first time meeting him, like, and maybe I could be biased on this. I just feel like if I was to randomly see Anton and he'd be like, oh shit, B. Taylor, let's take a selfie. Of course, me and him has had internet back and forth, but if I see another content creator and they want to take a photo with me, that's cool too. But if it's your first time, I don't know, this could be tricky. This can be tricky, but the photo does seem, because you're a beautiful woman, so it works against you. I'm sorry, you have to understand you are a beautiful woman, so it works against you, and you have to make sure you're protecting your image as much as possible as a beautiful woman. If all these people are there, all these executives and athletes and business partners and people that you want to be introduced to, I wouldn't see why anybody wouldn't want to come, because it does sound beneficial. But y'all taking courtside photos, I don't know.
Yeah, all there. Yeah. All the mayor, like all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the former mayor.
The former mayor, yeah. Mm-hmm. But here's the difference, and you know this because we work together. Mm-hmm. I go back to how critical it is for the male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about. It's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character, because I don't know Anton, and I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been in the public.
I understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it, because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows. So
your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question. Okay. Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you told, but of course. When you say you don't remember before or after, is it fair to say you told him after?
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember that?
Because I don't remember everything about that day.
You told him after.
No, but you're a married woman who goes, and I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after.
No, you're trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Not a time frame.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did, and I posted this. This is my picture.
Yeah,
babe. See, we were at the meeting. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what like I said, I'm not a wife. Husbands, wives, comment and let me know. Was this a mistake on her end? Should she have called her husband and FaceTimed him while she was at the game, or on her way, or letting him know? Husbands, wives, can y'all let me know? Because I don't know. I know y'all gotta move a different way. Tasha K is pretty. I think she's face colorism and gets triggered by pretty women. She's very gorgeous in person. She's very pretty. I think she just doesn't like when she feels like that's all women have, or they're conscious of their beauty. Like if they're very confident in it. And I don't know, it's weird to explain. I think a lot of women are probably, some women just kind of feel like, you use your pretty privilege to get to where you are, and I'm just not going to respect you. Or I'm going to challenge your thinking to see if you're even smart. Micca did herself no favors. I get why she did some things, but she needed to be aware of the possible blowback. I don't think they slept together. I think Anton was different off the apps and tricked her. What do you mean he's different off the apps? I do think that he's different off the apps. I do think that he carries himself like he knows the value that women, beautiful women, bring. Aw, thank you. Let me highlight. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Absolutely, she should have, especially because it was her first time meeting an internet stranger. Exactly. It was your first time. Let me tell y'all something, as somebody who has gotten themselves in some shit. Just because you see this person on the internet, just because this person say these things on the internet and they seem trustworthy, trust and believe they are strangers. You don't know them. And when you meet them in person, best believe that you have to assume that you do not, what the internet personality is very different than who they are offline. You just have to protect yourself in that way. And that is an advice I'm giving to content creators. I'm giving to women. If you meet a guy off the internet and you think, oh, he's popping, he's not threatening, he's not this, he's not that, that's not how he comes off. That does not mean that that is who they actually are. People put on personas. And like I said, you don't know Anton. You presume that he is just this Christian man. You don't know people behind closed doors. I'm not saying that he's a bad person. You just don't know people's intentions. You don't know what their intentions are for you. And you have to look out for you. You have to. You will be your only advocate. And just like now, she's finding herself having to defend herself. I understand. I've been in that type of predicament. So I understand. She's like, I'm just going to lay it all out on the table. I'm going to give as many details as possible. But giving as many details as possible, people are going to, I'm going to tell you something, Micca. People are going to believe what they want to fucking believe. But you could show pictures. You could show videos. You could show all the evidence in the world. And people are going to go with what they feel like or what they feel like is entertaining to them. You are ultimately beating a dead horse. I'm going to give my advice to Micca at the end of me reviewing this, because I do have some things that I feel like she can do going forward. Group of people, people try to change narratives and everything. Yeah, because I think I went to an event that happened here in Houston and I saw a comment of somebody trying to say I was in somebody's face, and I was like, that didn't happen. I had witnesses that was there. That's a lie. So I said, I'm not going to no more content creation events, because people be lying and people want clout and they want a moment. See, that's the thing. She still seems to be protecting Anton, which is why she did herself no favors. She looks like she's hiding something. Yeah. And Anton don't have to protect her. He's not obligated to protect her.
So again, if I was trying to hide it, if I didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted.
So you think posting it makes you innocuous?
No, I'm telling you that
she's trying to protect Anton while also trying to protect her husband. You gotta choose a side, babe.
I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something from my spouse, I would have never.
Let's look at the next picture. I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next picture.
But wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving that one?
What is there more you want to expound?
No, but okay. it's something that you want to expound on, because
you said why I'm leaving that picture to go to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like you gave clarity. What I heard you say was it wasn't a basketball game I was invited to. Correct. I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
I feel like
because there's no way my wife would be physically.
She got a BBL, y'all. It look good. Wait a second. How short is she? Oh my gosh. Because me and Anton probably the same. I never met Anton in person, but I heard that me and him was probably the same height or so. I'm 5'6", 5'7". I don't know how tall Anton is, but she is Very short. Oh my gosh. I don't think so. No, she don't have a BBL. That's all her. That's nice. Anton, let's see. Hold on. Anton is here for his coins. He crafts storylines. That's what he does. If you don't know by now, you don't want to know. I say there is no victim content creators in this app, only volunteers. That is true. That is true. I can say that for myself. I have voluntarily, stupidly signed myself up for some stuff.
Touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests, I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on. The reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-host.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
To me, and here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper.
Is there, okay, I'm going to call something out, y'all. And I'm going to bring my screen up bigger. I'm going to call something out. I saw that Anton did a interview with Tasha K. And I'm going to show y'all on my screen. There is a photo with Tasha K and Anton. There's a photo with Tasha K and Anton. What is the difference between this photo and Micca? Let's see. What is the difference? I would genuinely like to know what is the difference between, is it the body language? Is it her leaning in? Is it her having both hands on him, on his shoulder? Is it because of how she is dressed? Is it because of pretty privilege? I don't see his hand around her waist. Anton makes sure to have his hands in his pocket here, and then he has his one hand pointing her here, one hand on her shoulder. Hey, Christopher Payne. I'm just trying to see what's the difference, because I gotta be fair, right? I gotta be fair. Is it because of how she looks? Like, let's really bring it back. Is it because of how she looks, y'all? Body language, her leaning in, and the storyline he creates saying, that's my Micca. This photo was edited. Okay, where's the real photo? And his hands isn't around her waist. Tasha K. husband was right there. That's true. She says it's not, though. Micca represents the lollipop kids. She's a munchkin, 4'10". Yes, that's a BBL. Oh, okay. Okay. I was trying to make sure she wasn't, one of the small people. Cause she's built like a short person. She looks like she's about to kiss him. Both of her hands are on his chest. Okay. So y'all find that that's different from this one right here. I just want to make sure we're not being biased, because I know how it feels when certain things are working against you because people assume you would sleep with that person. Dwarves are naturally thick, but they that girl is not a dwarf. I didn't say a dwarf. I think dwarf is like a bad word. I don't know. I think small people. That's why I was trying to make sure she wasn't that, because she kind of looked like that a bit just by her arm length and stuff like that. Not saying she is. I'm just saying she looks really, really short. Okay, so I want y'all to comment. If for those who are not in the chat, I want y'all to comment below and see if that is something that, is there a difference, and what is the difference, and are we being biased and because of how she looks? Because even if another woman who didn't look like, what if Tasha K did have her hands like that? Would that still be inappropriate, or because it's Tasha K, y'all don't see it as a yeah, okay. I'm just saying, it's something to think about, maybe throw her a bone out there.
On a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. Okay. That's if you were my wife, okay, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract. Like okay. Just because, and I would also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters.
So she do have dwarf. She is, I don't know. Y'all, I don't want to diagnose somebody, please. Y'all are crazy. She has her wedding ring on a different finger in the first pig. Does she?
It was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
Oh goodness, the second time.
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
Go back to what you just said.
Is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that. No, you said a couple.
Pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so but I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging. Imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on the Jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
No.
What was the point? What was the point of that? Okay.
All right. So who have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the question.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like she was kind of trying to play him like, do you even know what Bad and Bougie is? What was that? Do you even know what Fenty is, or Fendi? Do you even own Fendi? That's what it was giving. It was giving. Do you even know what it is, even to be on that level?
And the reason is,
I come on your show that we can get into that.
However, but the reason I asked you is to give perspective, right? Yes. Because what I found, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people. A lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That
all I know is when you on the floor and it's a man and a woman, it's usually people stepping out to be seen with that person. If you look at all the celebrities, when they step out and they start dating somebody, where do you see them? Courtside of a basketball game, front and center. So I don't know if she's not aware of that. But Micca, when celebrities are stepping out and dating, they're sitting courtside with each other because they're dating each other. They want to be seen in that type of light that they are dating. You don't see too many celebrities sitting courtside together and they came together that's going to make people speculate that there's something more. Like, that's a statement that this is the chick I'm rolling with for the night. This is the chick I'm rolling with for the night, for the week, whatever.
I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's what.
Listen,
so hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your perspective as far as people that
The
don't
image,
know,
yeah.
right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know, and you know more than just the I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
But we've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if you met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that,
now we do. And now we looking at you because of what it resulted to. You keep flying out with this man by yourself, multiple occasions without your husband meeting this man. There has to just be a boundary, babe. There's a boundary. It's obvious, Anton. Let me highlight your comment. It's obvious, Anton wanted the publicity photos. He says this on his live. She knew she was going to that game. I watched Anton and knew because as a viewer, I knew. We knew because Anton wasn't scared. Exactly. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And you're the one that's trying to, I don't know.
And maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know that's inappropriate. Let me say this. And maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything, like there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it.
Why she pulled away? Was it because of her husband? She said it was, why is she pulling away now? People been, supposedly, people, and some people who are in luxury bucket, somebody said that they watched Anton on here. And was it luxury bucket list? Yeah, you watched Anton. Okay. What was there always a flirting thing between them? Did people speculate?
Here's another
before the Corey Holcomb showdown, was this a thing between them that people speculated?
Very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. No.
Hold
on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And you
could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I would know.
Well, that's
so again, it's always been strictly professional.
I don't think they were, but like I said, she's not being honest, and I think he could have did some better research because I saw a clip of her in his hotel room either the night before, the night after the Corey Holcomb situation. Why are you in this man's hotel room? Why couldn't y'all be in the hotel lobby, or the hotels have office areas where you can go and do work? Why weren't y'all there? Why were you in his room? It's like she was okay with people spectating until it went viral. Once it became out of the bubble of his sector of people because she benefited from it, once it became someone like a Corey Holcomb put it on blast, and now her face is plastered everywhere next to this man, now not only is your husband going to question you, his family's going to question you, your family's going to question you, his friends are going to question you, your friends are questioning you. Now you have to clean it up. And honestly, the damage has been done. But this interview did not do you justice because he's grilling you on the behalf of, I don't know if he's a husband. I didn't pay attention to his wedding ring. That's how you know I don't be paying attention. But he's speaking on the behalf of a husband or her husband, because he says he's met her husband, so he has a certain type of respect. And he's gathering her all the way together. I think before they did this interview, he prompted her and told her, like, I'm going to ask you some tough questions so we can get down to the bottom of this. And then some of these questions may be uncomfortable, but I want to prepare you. I don't think she was prepared for the interrogation. She was not prepared for it to be interrogated like this. I think she was ready for him to ask tough questions, but he's quick on his feet. He's good with his words. And he's interrogating her like a journalist would. He's interrogating her. And honestly, this is not even like, this is journalism, because journalism can get into interrogation, but this is more so like he acting like he a detective, baby. He wanted a time, the date, before, after the game, before the game, after the game. When did your husband know? Like, he wants to know, like an interrogator.
Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has the persona online.
Oh, he's a friend of the family. Oh, so that gives context. Hey, House of Hypocrites. That gives a lot of context. Wow.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between him and Corey Holcomb? Because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct? Mm-hmm. We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? Were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
Okay, so we got to the studio and
let's back up a little.
Okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton, an invitation.
No.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator, not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator. So
why are you the only one?
No, you're not. Don't Talks with 2K be on there. She keep calling herself a content creator. The thing is, you should have built up your brand before you hopped on his panel. You should have built up your brand, a solid brand, bringing in your own audience, where your audience is integrating with his audience, because you are relying on his audience as your audience, and that is always going to backfire against you, because once you go against Anton, the audience leaves with him, babe. It does. So I don't know what you're saying, you're a content creator, because I think other people on his shows are content creators, and then some are panelists.
because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
That's subjective.
No, Q was one of the first people on his team, I think, and she's gorgeous. So no, she's not. And there's other women on there I've seen in the past that are beautiful. So
pretty women there, but whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women.
Do you think you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question because that's just ridiculous.
I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you leaning on her husband?
I sent you the video. Play that.
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But I think
hold on.
they're using
no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
The only
ain't nobody saying them questions. I think he did this for the family, his side of the husband's side of the family. I think Micca knows that, and it's why she's trying to protect Anton. She doesn't want a big YouTuber enemy. No, she doesn't. But this ain't making it any better.
The only one that she hasn't.
Because I bet you Anton did not know about this interview. He didn't know about this interview.
That she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now, I'm not in charge of her schedule.
And that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which is
I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her.
She does think she looks better than Rita. She definitely does. She didn't even want to say, I like how she said, I'm not about to subject myself or subject another woman. I think that Rita is, it doesn't matter if I think she's beautiful or not. I do think she's beautiful, but that woman is married. She's a mother. You didn't speak anything other than she's nice. That's the most basic thing you could say about another woman is she's very nice. She's very nice. You didn't say, you know what, like, wow, she's an amazing woman. She's an amazing wife. She's an amazing business partner to Anton. She is an amazing mom. You had nothing, and you've been around this woman multiple times, and that's all you can say. She was nice. That's it. You can't say, you know, I love her style. She has a certain essence or aura about herself. You could not really, that just it's giving side chick energy because you're not really praising the wife like that. You're not really like giving her too much prompts. You just said, I ain't gonna speak about her because it's gonna be disrespectful. I'm not gonna speak on her because that's disrespectful. You could have said, I think that question is very disrespectful and disingenuous to ask me, do I think I look better? Because I would never say I look better than anybody, especially somebody that I respect. That's how you say that. But you in so defense mode, you're not thinking about his wife. Nor was you thinking about his wife when you was doing all this other stuff. You was loving the attention. Let's keep it real.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners. Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. And sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That arrangement. Yeah.
So no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement by a contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And
I'm very fastidious when it comes to words.
I know. And you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
I'm not that fast.
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the booking, so she knows who's coming in and out.
He's fast. You listen, but you was not prepared.
Things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's get past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off. because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes Black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of Black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey said something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember who said what.
So
I think Corey said
kissing white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked Black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I mean, I get the respectability component.
I thought it was just a bat, because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just upping this one. Well, you do this to Black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban Black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about, you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that, saying you kiss white men, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't, because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical, because I thought Corey was about to dog him. If Anton had said one more time what Corey told him not to say.
I agree. Anton knew to turn it up, and they went viral, and mission accomplished. They went viral, and egos were definitely tested. I don't think neither one of them wanted to fight. I think that Anton was like, okay, we're gonna do this. Let's do this off. Let's go. I don't think he really wanted to fight Corey. Corey was trying to little dog Anton, because he looked at him like, you're not really a street ninja like me, so I'm gonna get up in your face and handle you. And Anton didn't back down, I will say, but Anton didn't say it again. I know that he didn't say it again. He did compose himself, because he did not want to fight.
For some reason, I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two Black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio. Yeah. So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Girl, you don't know men. That's how men handle things. They fight it out. Y'all being in the room, Darlene should have stayed out of it, and you should have left. Honestly, when that would have started popping off, I would have left out the door. I would have been like, oh, let me go. Let me get out of here. Because I don't like when men fight. Because it can get ugly. It can get nasty. It can get dirty. It can get very violent. Okay? Men have a lot of testosterone pumping out of their bodies. And it's like the animal kingdom. One king from one kingdom challenging another king for entering his territory or disrespecting him, and sometimes they gotta fight it out. I don't want to be around for that.
Corey called you a bitch.
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Are you going on the show? Will you go?
Am I going on his show? No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come. If Corey invited you to 50-51, will you show up?
Probably not. And the reason why I say that is
probably not.
The same way, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything. But I understand what that show is now, and so I don't think I fit the audience too much. And I don't think I would provide any value.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth, really, honestly, is that there are lessons. There are.
Oh, this is good. I love lessons. What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. Outside of your wordsmithing,
well,
outside of your wordsmithing, I do think it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
Thank God we made progress.
Oh no, I wasn't ever not agreeing with you.
Sure.
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
True. But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, if and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But
one thing about Anton is when he fall out with people, he's not about to go back and forth, or he's not going to speak badly about her. He's not going to speak badly about her. I think he's not going to speak about her at all from here on out. He don't have nothing to say. Anton has made it. I know when him and another content creator fell out, or I'll just say him and Lapi fell out, there was some type of beef there or whatever. But I think if you've ever been close to him, he doesn't keep it going, per se. He doesn't keep it going. I seen that with Six Goddess. He didn't keep it going with her. He didn't bash her outside of that. I don't remember him bashing her. I know they got into it, but I don't remember him making videos or going on interviews and discuss. I don't think he's like that. I think he just kind of leave it where it's at. Which is respected for sure. I think he knows she's trying to clean up her image and he just charging it to the game. But he didn't protect her at all.
Be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have understanding that, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork with this, blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something that isn't happening, that absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing, and not having to have things appear a way, because I can tell you in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, making your family a priority, making your husband
a priority. Is definitely a priority.
Well,
no, you was not moving like your husband was a priority. I didn't even take the flight offer because I was in a relationship and I didn't like what Anton didn't make his intentions clear what I was flying out for. So I didn't go because I had to. Y'all saw it earlier. I'm going to play it again where me and Anton had a back and forth. And I was telling him, like, you're not about to make it seem like I'm a 304. What am I flying out for? Okay, let's make that. Is your wife going to be there? That's setting a boundary. That's clearing up anything that can be misconstrued or any misconceptions publicly, since the conversation is being had publicly. She didn't do a good job in that. And someone, I wanted to show one of the comments. Anton mentioned her today in a way because his audience is asking. Of course, people are asking because this interview is out. I think these two will be cordial. Like, I didn't mean it like he wouldn't ever say her name or mention her. He's not gonna say anything bad about her. Anton was still sending out her show links in his Discord. Yeah, I think this is for her husband, and he don't want to be for her.
Again, we're talking about imagery. The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show. I do a show. You put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also the images that you are participating in.
That's
and
true.
which and be a very conscious, clear, and very divine woman who walks with the knowledge of knowing that any man that you deal with as a married woman should meet your husband,
man or woman. Anybody, everybody need to meet your husband.
if it's a contractual ongoing relationship. It doesn't mean that some new guy starts working at the job, your husband needs to know. No, but if you're doing business and if this person you're opening your life up to, you're flying somewhere, God forbid you could have flown somewhere and that would have been your last flight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that can happen regardless whether my husband meets somebody or not.
Yeah, but it's
how you gonna say that's not gonna happen regardless, girl? You don't know. You don't know. This is how women, this is a dangerous sport to say you're too confident. And now this is why you're in this situation now, because you think it couldn't happen to you. Stop.
critical to have your husband an integral part of your decisions when you're out here making them.
And he's still, and my husband's very much a part of my decisions because again, I don't move, and that's I have to explain to my husband where I'm going. I don't get to just get up and go.
And who is this interview for? Who is this interview for? Because she did clarify on her own page that she wasn't his side chick. Who was this interview for? This interview was for her husband and his family and friends, because you had to clarify it and clean it up. And that's why you were agreed to be interrogated, because you felt like you had nothing to hide. Ask me the hard questions. But he's also holding the fire to your feet and holding you accountable for your actions publicly, which is nobody's business, to be honest. That should have been handled behind closed doors between you and your husband. So if your husband willingly knew that you were taking photos with this man like this, you were going to basketball, you went to a basketball game, you've been flying out there with him, he's been calling you baby girl, he knew that y'all were pretending to have some sort of flirtatious relationship online for a persona, then what is this for? Who cares what Corey Holcomb said? You wanted the world to know I was the one that was with Anton that night. I don't know. Y'all let me know first. Who put it out there that she was even the chick that he was with? Was it her coming out? Because I remember I saw the video of her coming out saying I was with Anton. Was it Anton that said her name? Who said it first? You put yourself out there. We didn't even know. We couldn't see your face. We didn't know who you were with. You wanted Micca did. Okay, I believe it was them on the after show. Right. If you knew that was embarrassing and this man cursed you out, but you got caught up in the hype that Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels had a big showdown. I think it was like 25,000 people in the live stream. And you felt like, well, let me speak up for myself, even though nobody knew who the F Corey was talking about. Nobody knew who Corey was talking about. So you put this out there. You didn't have to speak about it. No face, no case. He didn't say your name. He called you the B word. Okay? He didn't say your name. He called you the B word. Okay? Nobody knew it was you until you said something. And her being in his room, that made it look even worse. Corey just went in about him having some explain the bitch. That's what he said. Explain the bitch. That's not your wife. And then you think that it's a smart idea to be in that married man's hotel room after he was just so-called called out for having what did Corey say? Corey was trying to insinuate that he had a side chick, and you goes, that was me. And now that you're plastered everywhere, you said what you had to say on your platform. You monetize off of that because a lot of people made a lot of money off of this. A lot of people made a lot of money off of Anton and Corey Holcomb's showdown. And you wanted to tell us that it was you. You wanted to tell us that it was you. I don't see. Oh. House of Hypocrites. They said he said he was gonna shower while she came in the room. I can't confirm that, but I'll look into it. Y'all go follow House of Hypocrites. He's been on it. Honestly, I got aware of this because of him, and his videos have been blowing up and showing up on my timeline. So I click on them and watch them. They're very entertaining. Micca was trying to have a singing career before. That's what I said in the beginning. She seems like she's all over the place. Like she's trying to find her niche. And I said, I personally think she's not good at politics. I don't think she has the personality for politics. I think that when you have a person, I follow people from both sides, content creators who do conservative commentary and progressive or liberal, left or right wing content, because I am somebody who loves politics and I like to listen to both sides because I want to know what the left and the right are talking about, and I want to do my own research and I want to look at my own documentaries. And I know I studied political science as a minor. That was literally I'm a journalist and I wanted to be a CNN commentator on politics. So that was always my arena. Even with my job, I lead in elections. Election night is Super Bowl night for me. So I love, if only y'all knew how good I am when it comes down to politics. And when I hear her speak about politics, she don't know the history of a lot of things. I have conversations with people from the military and they're highly impressed about what I know about politics. But because of what I do for a living, I can't talk about it. I can't discuss it. I just stray away from it because it gets tricky. How does she have a key? She had a key to his room. Micca got music videos and everything. I don't remember her showering, or he was showering. I think that's what they said.
Yeah. Right. And so that's always there. But what I'm talking about, one, the public wouldn't even know whether I did or didn't.
Yeah.
So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt.
What I tell y'all? What did I play that back? Play that back. She said, y'all didn't know nothing. Y'all could have assumed what y'all was assuming, but I'm sitting down doing this interviewing because one, I don't got nothing to hide. Number two, let me clarify some things. I don't mind you interrogating me because I got nothing to hide.
Interview and telling you that it's something that
yeah.
So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt.
I told y'all this was for him. This was for her husband and his family and friends. This was for her husband and family and friends to put her in a hot seat publicly. You're going to embarrass me? Okay, we're going to put you in the hot seat to be embarrassed because your husband's ego is bruised. Best believe her husband's ego is bruised. Your wife plastered all over these thumbnails beside another man being called his side chick. How would any man, married man, feel about his wife, photos of them, pictures of them? Somebody like Corey Holcomb, who's big enough to be reported by TMZ, called it out. Now you're all over the place you already said what you had to say. You did this interview for your husband. Y'all see how I wasn't wrong.
I'm not going to speculate how.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think all the images plastered all over social media, he felt good?
I didn't know he was going to say that.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to say what my husband felt like. My husband.
Did your husband have a conversation?
I'm not going to.
Right. I'm right. But I'm just saying, did you and your husband have a conversation about what he was exposed to? He sees images on social media.
Oh, you mean,
talk.
okay, so are you talking about this incident?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now go ahead and answer the question.
So what I'm saying is, when your husband sees these images, what I'm saying is, it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up YouTube.
So those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton to Corey's show, and there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
that's what you're talking about. Yeah. The images are not.
But those images corroborated. But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
Yeah, they
had something to use.
Well, they have. You can, let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative, but again, those images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
So you were okay. So what is this interview for? For her husband, because you were okay with people spectating and perceiving or assuming or having assumptions about the perception of y'all's relationship. You was okay with that until it hit home. You was okay with coming out and saying, I'm the chick that was with Anton. I'm nobody's side chick. I feel disrespected by Corey Holcomb. You made that whole thing about Corey Holcomb trying to ride the wave. And I think maybe I could be wrong. Anton's a businessman. He probably told you to go live about it. He probably told you you should benefit off of this. Everybody else is benefiting off of this. You should benefit off of this. And all it did was make her look worse, because at the end of the day, you're a woman. You're a beautiful woman.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
So I don't want to put that in.
Okay. But do you understand?
That pulled me to putting his mindset in.
But that's why you're having the interview, because of his mindset. Girl, I feel bad. I ain't gonna lie. I feel bad for her.
And he's not sitting here talking.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But no other male.
I don't think that she's a disingenuous person. I think that she liked the attention and she was looking for a way up and come up. And that's what a lot of people, they're just trying to find their way up. And like I said, I'm gonna give some advice towards the end.
Right. So these are the takeaways. Mm-hmm. No males on your Instagram.
I wasn't finished. So we have the lessons.
Yes.
And we have
so what was the first lesson that you said you got from this?
Oh, just being, so what the takeaways are: first, lessons, understanding that even though this is all business, this is above board, mm-hmm. the public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to be aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that. Correct. So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie. Because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened. Yeah. And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right? Mm-hmm. So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Yes.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
Opposite of that, it's just, honestly, I think just overall, just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person, and again, I'm not doing anything nefarious. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just. So I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
That's not what he asked you. I told you. Look, I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it real G. I don't give a damn if you look like Beyonce. Women love attention. We do. Even if you get attention all the time, you like it. That you like it. You do. You like that attention you was getting and all the fawning, especially from him and his audience. It was an ego boost. We all have egos. We cannot run from our ego. It is an ego boost for sure when you have thousands of people every week, 2 days out of the week, telling you how beautiful and gorgeous you are. I don't know what her home life looks like, but I'm just going to set up a situation, and this does not apply to her. But if you have a husband that's probably always working, not at home, not really giving you the attention that you need, or you're single and you're not really out and about or getting the attention that you want, that internet illusion of praising you give you a false sense of reality. And it's a dopamine hit when you have thousands of people saying how beautiful you are. It's a dopamine hit, and it's a boost to your ego and your self-esteem and all these things that come with it.
No, I've always got,
that's not what I'm asking.
No. I've always got.
You can't modify my question. This is called perspective. It's my perspective.
And this is my perspective of your answer.
Okay, this is what I had to go through being her executive producer, y'all. This is what I had to go through.
So the attention from the negative stuff, absolutely.
No, do you like attention from men?
No.
Okay.
I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happily married.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No.
Okay. Just people, you wanted me to ask the question.
Even if she was, she's not. She's doing this interview to protect her husband and her marriage. So, you're not going to get that straight up. And I'm going to read y'all your luxury bucket list. I'm going to read your comments after.
They want you to be messy.
No,
let's call it thing. The thing. They want you to be messy. They want you to, hold on. This is the internet. They want you to be messy. They want you to be all in my business. And they want you to get something out of me that isn't there. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem in my marriage. Most of y'all didn't even know I was married because this is why. And two, outside of entertainment, just like y'all, your girl Beyonce, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, she keeps it tight.
What try to, at least before the elevator.
Yeah.
But my point is the general public is only, with anybody that's in the public, is only preview to what you let them know. Now, a lot of them want to dig, a lot of them want to, find something salacious, this and that. That's fine because people like drama. But
well, do you think it was embarrassing to your husband?
To do what?
No, not to do anything. Do you think the headlines, the headlines?
Yeah,
okay,
it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
Yeah, did he express to you how he felt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
What did he?
What I say? Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all. I'm gonna show y'all how Micca should have handled Anton when he offered that flight. I'm gonna show y'all what I said to Anton when I got offered to fly out.
About how he felt.
He didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
is that the reason why you walked away from the show with Anton?
No.
What was that reason? We're going to close this out. What was that reason why you walked away?
No, the reason why I chose to walk away is one, it wasn't true, but I don't need.
What wasn't true? The side chick?
Yes.
Okay.
The headline wasn't true. It was, and Corey said this out of his own mouth. I was just trying to get at he called him the N-word.
Sure.
And I understood it. I was the person caught in between, the casualty, whatever. Mm-hmm. But when somebody of that caliber says something and the general public doesn't know much about you, they can create all types of narratives.
Yep.
And so because they don't know much about me and they know Anton, he can get up on a platform and say, well, this is what it is, and so on and so on. When Anton spoke the next day, which was fine because it had just happened. But when he spoke the next day, he was, so hype and boisterous from, what was happening with him that he didn't properly address what had happened to me. And being that I wasn't on camera, I didn't have a voice. And so I depended on the person that I trust to be my voice.
Advocate, yep.
And also being that you are on a big platform, everybody, you know, for the most part knows Anton. So when you go to, it's either you don't speak about it or you speak about it. And when he went to speak about it, he didn't advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my advocation should have been first.
How did you?
Hold on, baby girl. Hold on. I don't mean to do it like that. I'm going to have to set something straight. Anton is not your husband. Anton is there to protect his business, protect his self and ego, protect his wife and family. He is not obligated to protect you because you are not under his covenant. His wife is under his covenant. He has an oath to protect his wife, not you. Unfortunately, you were looking for loyalty from someone that you're refusing to call your friend and only your business partner, because in the beginning, she said Anton and her were not friends. That is a business partner to her. So Anton made a business decision to protect his business. Okay? He made a decision to protect his business. Unfortunately, you were left to defend yourself. I'm saying this as in, I'm looking at it from, that's not your friend, that's not your husband. He really don't owe you no loyalty. He doesn't. You're his business partner. So what did he do? He was worried about the business. He was benefiting off of the business. He's going to utilize this moment with Corey Holcomb. Okay? Utilize this moment and momentum to boast himself and his brand and his business. Your husband is, you as a wife have to protect yourself. And I think you've got it. I think you've learned. This was a learning lesson for you to understand that you were okay with the perception when it benefited you until it didn't. Until you got introduced to a mass audience of people. And now you have been introduced to the public as a side chick. People don't know you for your content. People don't know you as a content creator. People don't know you for your political opinion. People know you as a pretty face who was up under the wing of a married man. And I'm so sorry that has happened to you and you've been branded that way. But this is the internet, babe. I've been labeled all types of things on the internet. And at this point, I let it roll off. I really don't give a damn. I don't care. I've done the same things, trying to defend my name, all this other stuff. Nobody cares. Everybody is going to talk about it for a few days, maybe in a few weeks or whatever, and move on. And so should you. My advice for you, Micca, I think you have a good headspace. I think you learned a valuable lesson. I think that this had to happen as you rise up to the top. Better that this happened now than when you're at the top and you get caught up in like some other type of scandal, right? You can now utilize this moment and you don't need Anton to build your platform. Somebody said in the comments earlier that Anton promised to build up her platform in a year. And I think she still has, it was luxury. But Anton said he was going to grow her platform this year. She was following his lead and thought she had protection. She thinks she's a hired actress of sorts. And now you learned a valuable lesson and a business lesson. Content creators are going to look out for their brand. They're going to look out for themselves. They're not going to look out for you. They're not going to be loyal to you. They're going to look out for what is their bread and butter. And he was not going to take that time to protect you. He was, you weren't even, you were an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? Like his first thing is going to be, first of all, Corey challenged him as a man and tried to punk him on a really large live stream. That's what he's worried about. That's what he's thinking of. You're not about to play me like I'm a little punk. Okay, you're not about to play me like I'm little man. You standing over. You had a grown big man towering over Anton. Anton is in defense mode. Anton is in fighting mode. You're an afterthought. Why would he put you first? You're not his wife. You're not his wife. He's not going to put you first, babe. And I think you learned that lesson. I like what you said at the end. And I know it may have seemed like I'm being a little harsh on you, but I'm just going to call out. I think that you are being honest about a lot of things, but I think you're playing clueless on other things. And I'm not going to say disingenuous. I think you're just not fully saying how you really feel because you know how it's going to come off, right? You like attention. You like the attention that Anton gave you. I like the attention that men gave me on the panels when they flirted with me. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. Did I take it anywhere? No, I didn't. I like the attention too. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a content creator, you like attention. I'm sorry. You're not getting up here talking about, no, I don't care. I don't care. You like the views. You like the comments. You like the praise. You like the money. You like attention. It's human nature. It's human nature. It's nothing to be ashamed about, but you're in a hot seat being judged. So, and I think your pretty privilege has worked against you, in my opinion. And that's why you got to work twice as hard. This is where they say when you have pretty privilege, you have to work twice as hard to get it on your own and not up under a man, because they're not going to help build you up. They're going to utilize you and use your looks and, use what you got to help them and maybe tell you a little sweet nothings. I'm sorry, that's a lot of content creators. They're gonna look out for themselves.
Inform him you were done with the show.
Well,
you call him or email or.
Well, again, I had to process it first, because again, I had never been involved in something that's everywhere like that, and on top of that, it's a lie.
Yep.
It is a lie.
And so I had to process how I wanted to move forward with that. But I called Anton and I spoke to him like I would do when we have any other business dealings.
Sure.
And I told him how I felt, like I'm telling you right now about, avocation and things like that. And from that point on, he called, well, I'm gonna see how you doing with it and such and such. But I just came to a point where I know that certain things aren't going to change because that's his platform, and I wouldn't want somebody to change their platform.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did he handle it? Was he just like, okay, that's your decision, I respect it?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the T.
Yep.
But he understood, because
will you all remain friends? You're not working together. Will you remain in contact rather?
Will we remain cordial?
Will you remain in contact with each other?
No, we never had a relationship where he's just calling me just to call, just like we don't go out and chill just to chill.
But he can send you a message on a DM. Like, is he blocked?
No.
So he's not blocked. Okay.
No, he's not.
So he still has access. If he wanted to reach you, he has access.
He's not blocked. He's not blocked.
Yeah.
Because there isn't. I don't have a disdain or something like
Correct.
that for anything he does. And
you just ended your contract.
We just ended the business relationship that we had.
Okay.
And I'm not interested in bashing Anton, and I'm not taking away from what Anton did on the side that helped me with my journey, but everything has a season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just ours have come to an end, because at this juncture, I can't trust that you'll advocate for me being I was under your covering at the time. And
you are not, I mean, I know he probably said like, I got you, I'm gonna protect you. But when it came down to it, people can say all these things, but you have to advocate and protect yourself and cover yourself in this world, and especially some man that you're not married to.
That's what I have to have in somebody that's a business partner, that's doing my management or bookings, anything.
And he's never met your husband.
Well,
I don't want to leave that out. I know you lined up everything else, but we need to always keep that a part of your lineup.
Well,
doing business with anybody, they need, particularly male, they need to meet your husband. Because as men,
I already, that was my first thing. That was in the lesson.
Okay, well,
so I addressed that already.
Okay, maybe I wasn't just listening as thorough because I wanted to. I just wanted to.
You did because you had.
Right.
You went on your. See, I listened to it, but that was the first thing I said.
Your husband is my boy. He's a really nice guy, and I want to make sure.
Oh, that's his boy. Okay, now it makes sense. He said, "That's my ninja." Like, you're not about to play my boy like that. Like, I look, she in that hot seat. Her husband wanted her in that hot seat. Her husband wanted the interrogation. He did that for his homeboy. He did that for his man. Imagine if your husband, homeboy, after something like this happened, sit down and interview you for the world to see. He would tear you up for his home. Because if it was me and you and my homegirl and her husband, oh, best believe, baby, I'm interrogating him. I'm going to have him sweating in that seat.
Everybody, but this is the first person that I've actually done business with that was strictly out of town.
Okay.
So again, that was a different dynamic. But again, like I said, I learned a lesson from it to either, I don't know, he has to fly or the person I'm doing business with has to fly, and so they can cordially meet.
No, you can have a manager, have a female manager with you, have like a woman that's covering you, because that's what they used to do back in the day. Women had a, what are they called? A chaperone. And not like a chaperone as in like you a child, but a chaperone out of protection.
The person needs to fly in to meet your husband.
No, I'm saying if I'm going out, maybe he flies. That's what I'm saying. Okay. He flies, or the other person can fly in, and then they can cordially meet together in person. But
well,
that's where, you know.
Well, I want to thank you.
All right. Let me read some of these comments. Oh, before I read these comments. Wait, let me read these comments, and then I'm gonna show y'all the video of Anton offering the fly me out. If y'all missed that, okay, make sure y'all can hear me because I did something. Oops, let me see. Where was I at? What was I at? Okay. However, as a woman who's married coming up on 27 years, she put an unnecessary cracks in her marriage, and it's going to last forever at this viral moment. Yes, because his ego was hit. You are right. Women love attention even when they don't. I've gotten attention myself. I don't pursue it, but it is flattering. Exactly. Because if you don't get attention as a woman, you're going to start thinking you ugly. Sorry. Because you don't act married. That's why. Yeah, she doesn't act married. She doesn't have a marriage. She's married, but she doesn't have a wife mindset. Because I've been around married women and they do not move like that. They have their husbands there. They had their husbands know everybody that they're working with and working around. And Anton also don't like men around him that he don't know, that he didn't willingly invite them to. Even if her husband moves past it, men gonna try him because of this, and women will jump in his DMs. I've never seen her husband before. She doesn't post him. He had no problem whatsoever with it, right? Big bet. He just loves it when his wife travels with other men. Wink, wink. She has a good-looking black man with money, and she was out here being anti-side chick. The perception is perception. So many folks are gonna try her marriage now. Y'all, somebody send me a DM of her husband. I want to see what he look like. Now, I'm not saying I just want to see what he look like. I'm pretty sure she got a nice-looking husband because she's a beautiful woman. When I saw them, I never thought that it gave side chick. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I probably did think, like, I have my opinions. Anytime I post an expensive gift, some raggedy woman jumps in his DMs. Yeah, I don't post none of my relationships. Y'all would never know. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all would never know. Y'all would never know. I could be getting princess treatment. There will be signs. Y'all will never know. Y'all will never know. You know, you're so right about that. Can you please rewind it so we can hear? Oh, I'm sorry. Her say that again about how he was supposed to protect her. My bad. But I think I broke that down pretty clearly. She is going to learn a valuable lesson. I hope she doesn't lose her marriage. I don't think she's going to lose her marriage, but this was a lesson to be learned. And I think her husband payback was his interview. I actually think Anton was supposed to protect her. She was his employee and he brought her out there. She just should have known that that was the storyline they both were crafting before the show. Exactly. So I don't disagree with that either. I said that he wasn't obligated to protect her, but it would have showed more character, integrity, and loyalty, and more of a friendship if Anton did protect her. But she made it very clear it was a business relationship. They didn't really have. And before they got there, they have built this perception that they possibly is his chick. Like she's one of his chicks. Because Anton has said, like, he got 304s. He got this, he got that, he got chicks, he got this, he got women, he got other women. Like, it ain't cheating if, you know, da-da-da. If that perception is already there, when something like this big happens, people are already having this perception that y'all were possibly a thing. That's just going to spread faster through the mass of people who are now being introduced to you, right? So I do think that it would have been nice for him to protect her, but he wasn't obligated to. That's not his wife. He made sure his wife was protected. He spoke out about his wife and his family, but I think that's kind of egotistical for a married woman to think that this married man was going to go to bat for her. It was not. As a woman, you can't launch a platform on being a side chick, right? Rita's birthday tomorrow. She's a MVP. Happy birthday. Nyla Docs too. See, when I be on YouTube, y'all, I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I be watching old Lifetime movies. Now, this is what Micca should have been handling, how she should have been handling Anton. And some of the comments gonna be people talking shit, but I don't care. It is what it is. Oh, wait, hold on. This is me and Anton back in the day. We used to battle it out. Okay, a lot of people thought I was in the manosphere sector advocating for men, speaking up for men. No, I was giving these men hell. What? I was the villain. I was the villain, babe. I was the villain. I was always for the women, and I was the villain. So you're going to be seeing me giving the Lapeef panel hell. Oh my God. If I was to look back at some of I just wish I wasn't as sensitive and emotional. I would have chewed y'all up. I would have chewed y'all up. But during this time, y'all could see the weight all in my face. My baby was probably like 1 year old, barely 1 at this time. I don't think my son was 1, or maybe he was 1 year old. I was on here battling with y'all. Just it was a lot going on. I think I'm still breastfeeding when I did. Like, it was a lot going on. But I used to give y'all hell, and it was fun at times, but then it was mentally draining. Hey, Jordan. Can y'all hear? It says no volume. I said volume. Back in the day, giving B villain, B toxic. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear the video that I'm playing? I just want to make sure before I start it again. Couldn't hear the video. Okay, hold on. Oh, you can hear it? Salada, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Can you refresh your tab? Jordan is saying he can't hear. Okay, I'll rewind it back. He was entertained. And I said that because he offered to interview me previously before this, and I turned it down because he said something about his wife not being there. No, he actually said, let me fly you out first. And I said, fly me out for what? Fly me out for what? So that's why I said, well, maybe you have to interview me in that way. Oh, wait. Okay. So y'all can't hear it. No volume. I can hear you, not the video. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Okay, let me redo that again then. Let me do it again. Let me rewind it back. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, y'all let me know if y'all can hear it now.
He do it in the first place.
And I answered that, but your mouth was moving, so you couldn't hear.
What answer to the
I saw your mouth moving.
You said that God is so progressive, and that's not an answer to the question. The question was, why did he do it in the first place?
And at the same
And that's
time,
not how God is so.
you're not listening.
I am listening.
Okay, y'all can hear it now. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go.
I listened to every word that you said.
No,
you
you
talk
weren't.
about how God is so progressive.
I saw your mouth moving.
You said that God is so progressive, and that's not an answer to the question. The question was, why did he do it in the first place?
And I answered that, but your mouth was moving, so you couldn't hear.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I'm genuinely wonder why are you like this? Why are you like, you don't have to be like this. You know
Maybe
this,
you
right?
have to interview me one day with your
I told
wife.
you I got a plane ticket waiting for you.
With your wife. With your wife.
She's not gonna be here that week.
Nah, I think she should. Godly man.
She's not gonna be here that week.
Godly married man. Exactly.
First of all.
See? That Micca, you gotta just nip that shit in the butt. Have fun with it, but nip it in the damn butt. Godly man. You gotta just throw that out there. Like, what we doing? What we doing, Anton? I just call him Antoine. What we doing, Antoine? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are you offering me flights to Detroit? Married, godly man. Which persona is this? You know, that's all I was doing. But it was fun. But I was like, I'm not about to fly out there.
She's sitting right here. And secondly,
hey Rita.
She don't speak to people right now. That's
fine.
not her place.
I can still speak.
And look at him talking about shh. No, and you know why? I spoke to Rita, and I'll say this again. I spoke to Rita out of respect for her because I have respect for women. So I said, hi, Rita, because I have respect for Anton's wife. I don't have to meet her to have respect for her. And he said, she don't speak unless I give her approval to speak. She don't speak when she's spoken to. That's what he said on there. And he said, shh. She probably said, hey, back. That's why.
So.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Secondly,
hey, Rita.
First of all, she's sitting right here. And secondly,
hey, Rita.
She don't speak to people right now. That's
fine.
That's not her place.
I can still speak though.
That's not her place.
I bet B Taylor make a great toxic girlfriend.
And like I said earlier, and did. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all men love toxic women, okay? Don't get it twisted. Y'all keep coming back for it. Y'all love toxic women. Stop fronting on these damn panels. That's why y'all be so mad. Because y'all love it. Y'all love toxic women. Cut it out.
Right. He is hilarious.
Are you coming in or what? It's a yes or no. You coming through or what?
I asked you originally how many you had, and you have yet to answer.
Why is that important?
We're deflecting and asking.
Why is that important for you?
And I'm not sure if you're trying to insinuate and call him that, or you were on a professional level saying.
B. Taylor never answered the question, bro.
Brittany Renner, and you flew out.
That's what makes it toxic.
And men. So
I did. I flew out Brittany. I flew out a lot of people.
Yeah. So I don't know which way you're trying to go with that one.
Trying to go with what one?
But if you want to be professional, sure, I'll work with you professionally.
Wait.
I made that very clear. If you want to work professionally, I will work with you professionally. If he didn't, no, I would never flew out there because my family and friends said no. And from here on out, I'm only going through family and friends approval before I make any more moves to collaborate with any content creator. Toxic queens matter. Exactly. I have to be very careful with how I collaborate with people because people have hidden agendas. So thank you, Jordan. Let me make sure you are a mod. Okay, just making sure you're a moderator. Thank you for stepping up and stepping in. Oh, okay.
Wait. Where I'm trying to go with what one?
Because when you implied that and said the whole flight thing, you also said I got a lot of, and then that's when you asked me about a flight. So I'm not sure where you were going with that.
Wait. So what does that have to do with you? Are you looking to become one?
No, that's why I'm trying to make sure.
Why are you even concerned about the conversation?
Making sure you're not insinuating that.
Because for context, hey, Swift Professional, for context, Anton was saying he got hoes. Anton said he had hoes. And I said, what you mean you got hoes? Like, how many hoes you got? Like, what you talking about? Like, I thought you were married. And he talking about, right when I asked him that, or around I'm paraphrasing, he said, let me fly you out first class, B. Taylor. I was like, what do you mean fly me out first class? He offered to fly me out first class. Hotel, he takes care of his guests. He said he takes care of his guests. I didn't mind working with Anton. My thing is, I don't like the insinuation that I am one of your 304s, or the audience would have a perception that I would be flying out to get bust down. And I was in a relationship as well, and you're married, so I don't even play like that. Oh, I'm playing the wrong thing. My bad.
Insinuate what?
Because you just got through saying about, and then when I asked you about,
we're stuck on this conversation.
Could you fly me out? And I said, what are you trying to insinuate? Now, if you want to talk about business, we could talk about business.
Listen, baby.
Listen, baby.
I'm just very, very direct. And so if you want to jump on a flight, you let me know. I'm not going to sit here and if you want to have a conversation about, we can have that offline. We can have a one-on-one conversation about if that's what you're really concerned about. However, I'm sorry, B, you should not interrupt somebody when they're trying to
You're hilarious.
make you an offer. So if you want to take the flight, the offer is on the table and it is up to you. I treat my guests with the utmost respect, with the greatest luxury and everything. So
what is that? I can read between the lines. I didn't like. What do you mean? I treat them with the utmost. It's gonna be. You're gonna have an amazing time. You're gonna really be in the air, in the clouds when you come out here. What? Like, I don't know. It was giving too much.
If that's an experience that you want,
and I didn't want the experience. No.
You let me know. Conversation, we can have that offline.
And that's still insinuating that I was interested into your 304s. We were having a panel discussion. I'm not about to discuss that with you offline.
This is an example of how traumatized you possibly are.
Oh no, I don't need you to. First of all, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you. I have a therapist for that, so I don't need you to analyze me about how traumatized I am. I think you.
As
long as you live on this earth, you're gonna be traumatized, including the men, and they be the ones with the most trauma, with the mama, trauma with the mama. Okay, they be having the worst issues with women.
Focus on what traumatized you growing
You're so
up.
jumpy, B. Taylor.
I was jumpy because y'all be trying to play with me. That's why. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Jordan. I'm glad to be back. Honestly, a lot of people be wanting me to go live for a while now. I haven't been live in like 2 years. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have not been live in 2 years. I think it's been 2 years. Just because I just had nothing to say. And I did content for a little bit, but life, I've been traveling out the country. I've been going here, I've been going there. Like, I don't know. Like, I just been living life. I've been living life and enjoying life. I've been blessed and spending time with family, concentrating on my kids. Yeah, I don't know. It's not nothing much else to say. Like, I just didn't have much to say, and then I got tired of doing commentary on celebrities. I feel like I want to give y'all something more than just celebrity content or gossip. I feel like this type of stuff, this was fun because I know Anton. I've worked with Anton, and it was just kind of like Anton, didn't I warn you about that whole situation? But it does not affect a man the way it would affect a woman. So she's the one that's having to protect her image. Anton's looking like the man at the end of the day. But he better be giving out them NDAs. I know that much. He better be giving out them NDAs because, baby, I'm getting caught up one day. You don't want to get caught up one day. Is JR and AD still friends? I don't think they're friends. I think that Anton said a long time ago he made phone calls to all the people that he got in the beef with because he wanted peace. And I think JR was one of the people he probably called to make amends with, but I think that they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't rock with each other, but I don't talk to neither one of them, so I wouldn't know. B, you took us way back to the good times. Were they good times? They were entertaining times for y'all. Now, I do miss the Batman and Robin days, but I just feel like I wish y'all would have met me in a better mental state. And I think me taking this like almost 2-year break of just the internet really, really there's so much growth that has happened, but I could still be the villain. Oh, don't get it twisted. I can still be the villain, but I'm just a little bit more grounded. Why would any woman ever want to work with him? Because when you're a content creator, let me tell you something. I could be wrong. I'm going to give it to y'all real. I think Anton was not only intrigued by me because of I was the villain. I was vocal. Maybe looks. I don't know. I think he just saw that I made good content for his platform. And I think my story is interesting. He said he wanted to interview me when I moved into my house, both of my children's fathers helped move me in at the same time. Like, they get along. And he was like, what? That's like, my story is very interesting. I will say that. My story, my situation is very interesting. I don't have the typical baby daddy, baby mama situation. I could call either one of them up for help. And they get along with each other. It is what it is. And he thought that was interesting. So he wanted to interview me with that. I think that a lot of but I wasn't pressed on. I turned it down, and I wasn't pressed on it. I think there are other women content creators who feel like, I feel like Anton has them in a bag. Like they're gonna back him up, whatever. I'm gonna challenge him. I'm gonna talk my ish. I don't have to agree with you and what you're saying. I'm gonna go head to head with Anton Daniels. I'm not scared of Anton. I go head to head with him. We have had back and forths on panels. We have made good views going head to head and challenging other, but it never got to the point where it was just super disrespectful, because he could definitely get definitely disrespectful, but it's never gotten to the point where it was just super disrespectful. But where I felt like, where I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is just mentally draining for me. I think there's certain women content creators, they are kissing his ass. I'm gonna be honest. I think that there are female, I feel like me and Sheba holds Anton accountable, like as in he's probably held me accountable on the past on some shit, and probably needed to be held accountable. Other people felt like they could hold me accountable, they can't. But you know, like I'm just saying, like me and Sheba weren't afraid of going back and forth with Anton and having back and forth, but at the same time there was like a mutual, I wouldn't say respect there, but there was just it never got too far with like how others. I think there are women who kiss his ass because they want an opportunity so bad. And I think that while I was in that panel space, there were other content creator women who were jealous of the opportunities that I was given, and that they felt like, well, why wasn't I given that opportunity? And why did Anton try to interview me? Because I was the villain, and you just sat back and agreed with everything that Anton had to say. Like you never really pushed back on Anton. Even when I was on Yanni's page and did the interview calling out the manosphere and calling out all of them, and you know, Yanni gave him that warning. She most definitely did give him that warning, you know, about his behavior and how eventually that was going to blow back on him. And it was a full circle moment, because I'm going to be honest, when Yanni called him out, she said, the way you're moving, Anton, you're not protecting, the way you're moving and coming at Black women, it's going to come back on you, and it's going to impact your home. And you need to do a better job in protecting your wife and your child. And I don't agree with the whole Corey Holcomb situation. I thought that was an ugly situation to bring people in it that had nothing to do with it. But at the same time, I mean, what do you expect? You know, what do you expect? What do you expect? Look who you're beefing with. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect? You can't set the grounds for people who rip the Band-Aid off and say ain't no limit after that. When they feel disrespected, they're gonna go to hell with it, you know. And there was a warning that Yanni had put out for him and said, yo, yeah, you got to do a better job of protecting your wife and child, because it's gonna one day come back. And it did come back on him. Unfortunately, people that had nothing to do with that. But when you're moving it the way you're moving in this space, your family becomes a target, because if they can't get to you, they're going to get to the things that you care about. You don't care about people talking about you. You don't care about people making up things about you. You don't care about the rumors. But what you do care about is your family, and you care about your child and your wife. And that is how your enemies are going to come and attack you with something they feel like that is going to hurt. So that was a warning. And I think other women were mad that even after that has happened, I was still invited back to Anton's panel, because I make good entertainment at the end of the day. I was hated, but like somebody could put in the comments, I was hated, but that's, people send super chats just to talk to me, talk ish about me. People B Taylor, B Taylor, B Taylor, B. I had nicknames, all B villain, B villain, B toxic, B. You know what I'm saying? I could shake the internet up. I can't. And Anton knows that, and he knows who brings what. And I'm more than just a pretty face. Okay. Have I done a proper job at introducing y'all to who B Taylor really is outside of just this YouTube? Because a lot of y'all got the game messed up if you think I'm just a YouTuber. The connections that I have outside of YouTube, you wouldn't even know because I don't brag about it. I don't brag about it. I do not brag about it. The rooms that I've been in, I don't brag about it. I think I brought it up one time where I was invited to an NFL event and party. I'm going to FIFA this year. I have literally media passes to go to FIFA and cover it. I don't talk about those things. I don't talk about them because that is my job. So I'm more than just a pretty face. I'm very educated. I'm a debater. I would say I'm a good debater. I'm a good debater. I was just very emotional when I debated, which backfired. Because I really feel like a lot of my debates, if I was more strategic by one, not putting my personal business out there to make a point, because it's not about personal, it's about knowledge and wisdom, right? And facts and statistics and perceptions, but it doesn't necessarily need to be about me per se, right? I was also very emotionally unstable. I took everything personal. I was very defensive, but rightfully so, because I was placed in an environment where I was constantly attacked by men who got an excitement by dragging me and trying to humble me. So this break has been very beautiful because I was able to do this shadow work. I feel like I know myself better. And I also know to protect myself better. I don't have to be in anybody's space. It is a privilege to know me. It is a privilege to work with me. It is a privilege for me to even allow you in my space to get to know who I actually am. Okay? So, B. Taylor is so true. Yeah, sad truth. So, especially Black women, and I will say women who, you do have to be careful entering into these panels because everybody's replaceable, but you got to be careful. Are you mentally draining yourself? And because I didn't sign a contract with any of these men, did I get paid sometime? Certain panels. Did I get paid by Anton? No. Because I did not want to enter into a contract and I did not want to be obligated to show up in a space where I knew I would mentally need to take a break from that. And I wasn't putting in the work on my platform the way I was putting in the work with others, because it was easy to just get up there and talk. And it's another thing, talking to y'all, entertaining y'all. It is a mental thing. The only reason why I was able to go live today is because I've been in a meeting with all the executives building out a show that we are presenting soon. And I was hand selected to be a part of this big, innovative thing that's coming up that I can't speak too much about. And I was able to get off of work early and leave the meeting area. But it was such an innovative and creative day. I said, you know what? Let's go live. Let me talk about it. Sometimes I don't like having a thumbnail. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to vlog for you guys. And I want to show y'all a little bit of my life. I gotta hit the gym. I gotta try to stay fine. You know, I'm trying to get my 4-pack back and little abs trying to come in. Abs looking good. Okay. I am trying to make sure I get my facials. I'm getting my hair done. I'm going on vacation. I am being a mamiana. I am a journalist. I am also a content creator outside of just YouTube. I do other things. I work with other businesses. And so my life is very, very, very busy, which is why, like, I want to show y'all a little bit of who B. Taylor is. And maybe y'all may be interested in it. Maybe y'all won't. I don't know. You know, I could go live sometime. I love talking to y'all. I miss y'all so much. I really do. If y'all enjoyed this live, please give it a thumbs up. But I really did miss y'all. I would never forget about y'all. I would never stop talking to y'all. I may take my breaks. Those breaks were needed. But I gotta come back different, y'all. And maybe the content that I come back with, maybe it is me starting over, because I don't want to keep talking about this type of stuff. I'm sorry, it's just not. There's other bigger things in life. Like, I'm in my 30s now. How am I taking care of my health? How am I keeping my cortisol levels low? What am I doing spiritually? You know, and Jordan, like, all of you guys, I know y'all, like, when I see y'all show up, I know y'all show up. And that's what matters to me, is the community and the people that actually care about me, not people that's tuning in for some entertainment and then leave because they want the tea. I don't want to sit back and judge other people anymore, because I've had my days of being judged. And I'm going to be honest, everybody that sits back and judge other people, oh, that person's dumb. Cardi B is this. She's stupid. She's that. She's that. She's this. She's that. Oh, I would never do this. And this is the only way I will be talking about things if there's a lesson in relatability or a lesson behind it where there's something bigger out of it. But other than that, me sitting back talking about some drama and it's a dopamine hit, right? But I want things that are evergreen, and I want things that are beneficial for you. I don't want to sit here and teach you how to be a bad bitch. I don't want to sit here and teach you how to be a wife. I don't want to sit here and teach you how to be a girlfriend. I'm just going to be. I lead myself, and hopefully that can inspire whoever it needs to touch and inspire. You know what I'm saying? I've come a long way. I've come a very long way. Yeah, that's drama stuff, arguing on panels. I've been invited to a panel several times. I may pop up, just to pop up. But when I listen to the conversations, I'm just so past them. They just kind of like, they're not really doing it for me, if it makes sense. The panels are not that. What the discussions are just kind of like, okay, when men say, well, I don't date baby mamas, don't date them. Don't date them. Don't date them. I don't need to hear you bash them. I don't need to hear you talk about your opinion. That is your opinion. Don't date them. Her decision and what she's doing does not, it's a moral competition among Black people. Who's been married the longest? Who has kids? Who don't have kids? Who did it right? Who's the better Christian? Who has the bigger house? Who got the better job? Who makes more money? It is a moral competition with each other. Everybody's trying to be Christ-like, and that is not, you cannot. We live in an imperfect world with imperfect family, imperfect friends, imperfect job, imperfect people. We make mistakes. We learn from them. Some people decisions will be dumb. Mine have been very dumb. But guess what? They were my decisions, and I chose to go through them. Some of the decisions you make, I wouldn't go through. I chose to go to school and get an education and better my life. Did you? No? Okay, I'm not going to judge you for that. I am tired of the moral competition. I am tired of women trying to one-up another. oh, I'm better than you because I got a man, I got a man, or I got married and I did this and I did that. And that. Good for you. Good for you. It mentally doesn't impact me because I genuinely, finally don't care. It used to impact me because I did care. I felt some sense of like shame, but that shame wasn't from people. It was my own self. And once I was able to deal with that, I truly don't give a fuck. I don't care. Yeah, it's cool every once in a blue moon, but all the time draining. Facts. Yeah, I think a lot of these women are gonna learn. And then if you're not getting paid after finding out Micca is making $3,500 a week and you showing up every 2 weeks or every week on them panels, you playing yourself. Your time is valuable. You need to value your time more. Ma'ams, missus, what are you doing with your time? You sitting on these panels and not getting paid, and Micca just disclosed her pay, that how much she was making. And she probably put it on the lower end. She probably was making more than that. B, I think most of the women hated on you because, you know, that is a perspective. I just think that I think some of the women on the panel either came on to challenge me and Sheba because we were the ones being talked about the most, and the other women became ghosts on the panels, and people really didn't give them any attention. And people love the villain. At the end of the day, don't act like y'all don't like the villain. I don't like the villain. But I'm not really a real villain. I'm just very vocal and I can speak well, and I'm a challenge you. I'm a debater. I like debating, but now I don't know. But yeah, you got to be careful with your time. Like I said, your time should be so precious. So if you're not getting paid, and being on these panels as a woman it's not boosting your views. You build your own community as a woman. You have to, Micca, my advice, take a break, because mentally people can tell you, shake it off, keep working. Now, if you need a break mentally, please take it, because if you are a lot going on up here and you're insecure about what people are saying about you, you're not going to be pulling from a creative standpoint, and every little thing is going to trigger you. You know, I think you should find what is truly your lane. Is it interviewing? Is it pop culture? Is it politics? What is your lane? And stop trying to get Anton to build out your platform. All of that shit, ain't nobody gonna build your platform but you. And you wouldn't want to give somebody such power that is a content creator, not a person that is a social media strategist. Okay, you want to build out your platform, get with a social media strategist or a brand manager to help you launch and initiate what you want to do for your YouTube. That's what you should be investing your money in. A content creator is going to give you your audience. They also have the power to take your audience. You don't want somebody to have that amount of power over you. I don't know how long I've been. Oh my God, it's 3 hours. I gotta go, y'all. This was such a long live, but it was a good live. But I gotta go. I gotta go to bed. I gotta take a shower, and yeah. So y'all have a lovely night. Y'all please give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. And I will be back. I do plan to launch in spring, or maybe I may, just post this weekend. I'm going on a very lovely road trip with a couple of content creators, and I'm so excited. It's a familiar face. So I'm excited to show y'all that. I'll go live. You know what? I'll probably go live again this weekend, because I'm gonna show y'all who I'm with and what we doing. Hey, Tequila, girl. I'm sorry, it's been a while. But love y'all so much. Please comment on the actual video below to push me back into the algorithm. I haven't been here in so long, but I appreciate for all of y'all that held it out for me. So peace, love, and I will see y'all next time. B. Taylor is out.